Being a zombie isn't as simple as people think. Sure, I shuffle around, groan a lot, and occasionally scare a human or two. But there's more to it than just hunger. Every day is a struggle with my limbs that refuse to cooperate, a body that smells awful even to itself, and a brain that constantly forgets why I was hungry 5 seconds ago. I wake up every day feeling like a confused alarm clock. Half my senses are gone, the other half are screaming at me, and I can't figure out if I should move, groan, or collapse into a pile of my own limbs. The world is blurry, payopley scream dogs bark, and I just stumble along, trying not to trip over myself. Being undead is lonely in a very specific way. Sure, there are other zombies around, but they don't talk. They don't laugh. They just shuffle. I try to start conversations with groans, maybe share a joke or two, but all I get back is a chorus of "ugh," which might be zombie from fine, or maybe it's insult. I'm never sure. The hunger is constant. It's not just a craving, it's a lifestyle. Every living thing becomes a menu item, and yet, even when I bite, sometimes I forget why I did it. I look down at my hands and think, was I really this hungry 5 minutes ago? And then I groan and move on. Because what else can a zombie do? I have to admit, the humans make it hard to concentrate. They run, they hide, they scream, and it's exhausting. Sometimes I just want them to stand still so I can have a conversation. Maybe even swap recipes. But no, they always run. And I end up looking like a fool chasing after someone who clearly thinks I'm dangerous, which I guess I am, technically. My senses are unreliable. Sometimes I smell a human from blocks away. Other times I stumble past someone waving a sandwich in my face, and don't even notice. My hearing picks up every footstep, every whisper, but it all blends into a confusing mess. I'm basically living in a constant state of confusion with a side of hunger. People assume we zombies don't feel anything, but that's not true. We feel fatigue, frustration, and occasionally embarrassment. Like that time I tripped over a curb and rolled down a hill in front of an entire group of survivors. If I still had pride, it would have been shattered. Now, I just groan and hope nobody notices. I miss parts of my old life, though I barely remember them. Warm beds, breakfast, conversations without screaming, coffee, all of it. Instead, I wake up in a world that smells like decay, where my reflection is a horror show, and the only thing consistent is my appetite. And even that, sometimes, is unpredictable. Social life is non-existent. There's no texting, no coffee dates, no small talk, only shuffling, groaning, and occasionally getting smacked in the face by someone defending themselves. I try to be polite, honest, and straightforward, but my methods are unconventional. Mostly, I bite, sometimes I fall, and people get upset. Weather is a nightmare. Rain makes my skin slippery, sun dries me out, cold stiffens my joints, and wind carries all the smells of the city directly to me. It's like the world is conspiring against my already complicated existence. And yet I keep moving forward, one slow step at a time, hoping for, well, something. I'm not sure what. Communication is tricky. Other zombies and I have tried. Really, we have, but our language is mostly grunts and groans, with the occasional "ugh" for emphasis. Humans think we're mindless, but really, we're just misunderstood. We want to connect, but the world isn't designed for undead networking. Sleep, or whatever passes for it, is awkward. I never fully rest, always half aware of sounds and smells. Sometimes I wake up in someone's backyard or inside a dumpster, which is embarrassing, but hey, it's part of life. Or, afterlife. Honestly, the concept of life and death blurs after a while. I try to keep track of time, but it's confusing. Day, night, yesterday, last week, it's all a mess. I sometimes wonder how long I've been like this, shuffling, groaning, and getting startled by loud noises that aren't even meant for me. My calendar is basically gone, replaced by instinct, confusion, and hunger. We zombies have dreams too, though they're weird. I sometimes remember glimpses of before, faces I can't place, smells that remind me of a fridge, laughter I can't hear anymore. And then I wake up and groan, realizing those memories are fleeting, slipping away faster than my decaying fingers. Other zombies and I have a hierarchy. Loosely speaking, the fastest, strongest, or most persistent get the prime hunting spots. I try to fit in, but I'm clumsy. My limbs are slow, and sometimes I just flop on the ground because coordination is not what it used to be. Survival is hard. Even when you're technically undead, people think we're scary. And sure, we can be. But most of the time, we're just confused. Imagine being trapped in a body that doesn't work the way you want it to, with a brain that forgets, a stomach that is always empty, and a world that hates you. It's stressful. We're basically living nightmares trying to stay awake. I sometimes contemplate the absurdity of it all. Here I am, shambling along, trying to make sense of existence while smelling everyone else's lunch, occasionally tripping over trash cans. And humans act like we're monsters. Have they ever tried walking a mile in my decaying shoes? It's exhausting, emotionally and physically. But there's a strange joy in simplicity. Groaning, shuffling, chasing, falling, repeating. It's a rhythm, a pattern, a life without too many complications. No bills, no schedules, no small talk. Just movement, hunger, and the occasional chase. Maybe that's what keeps me going. That tiny sliver of routine in a chaotic world. I sometimes interact with survivors without meaning to. A misplaced step, a stumble, and suddenly I'm part of their drama. They scream, I groan, and someone usually ends up running away. It's confusing for everyone, but it gives me a purpose. Even if it's not the one I would have chosen, there's an existential element to being dead but moving, remembering but forgetting, wanting but not fully capable is a strange way to exist. Every day is a balance between decay and motion, confusion and instinct, hunger and fleeting clarity. And yet, somehow, we zombies keep going. The apocalypse is worse than anyone imagined. Humans running, cities falling, dogs barking, and me, trying to make sense of it all while my body continues to betray me. But strangely, I wouldn't trade it. It's terrible, disgusting, exhausting, but it's life, or afterlife, and somehow it feels meaningful. So, how does a zombie from The Walking Dead feel? Confused, hungry, occasionally embarrassed, but stubbornly persistent. I shuffle, groan, stumble, and sometimes bite. I feel lost and vaguely nostalgic for a world I barely remember, and yet I endure. And if there's a lesson in it, maybe it's this. Even when dead, life, or something like it, finds a way to keep moving.